this is gonna be a sit down video, and I'm gonna be talking about my 17 and pregnant story. So it all started around the beginning of January, like around there, like the the 10th or the 15th of that month. So it all started with me and my boyfriend. We went out to eat, and like we ordered food, and I was eating, but like the whole time I was eating, I just felt like so nauseous. And then like I was just like telling my boyfriend like, let's go, because I really don't feel good. I feel like throwing up. And mind you, that never happens to me. Like even if I eat something that I don't like, I don't just throw it out, I don't throw up. So we ended up leaving the place, and as soon as we left the place, that I sat down in the car, I just had to open the door and just throw up. And I was just thinking like, this is really weird, because I know the food was nasty. I didn't like it because I ordered something that I didn't eat before. But like I was just thinking to myself, this is really weird. I never throw up. Why did I say throw up? Throw up there. I never throw up, even if something's nasty. And I was just, it's probably because my period's gonna come. Because when my period used to come, I used to feel like nauseous sometimes. So I was like, it's probably just my period because it's supposed to come like next week. So I just ignored that. And uh, then a week passed by, and then days before my period was supposed to come, I was feeling a lot of cramps. Like it was really bad cramps. But it was normal for me, because sometimes I used to have really bad cramps before my period would come. So I just thought, oh, it's my period that's gonna come. But then the day comes and I don't get it. And I'm like, that's so weird, because I've been having cramps. My period's supposed to come today. And my period was pretty much regular. Like it started being like I had it 1 month, and then the next month I didn't have it. But then once I started my birth control pills, it went back to like normal. Like I will have it every single day. I mean, not every single day, every single month. I will have it every single month, and it will come exactly like that day, or or like 2 or 3 days before, but it won't like come late at all. So I was like, okay, it haven't come, so today it has to come, because today's supposed to be the day that I get my period. I was in school, you know, like being prepared for anything, and it didn't came. I'm like, okay, this is weird. I was like, oh, it's probably just gonna come tomorrow then. Next day comes, and I still don't get it. Mind you, my period was supposed to come on a Monday, and it's already Tuesday, and I still don't got my period. I keep going to the bathroom at school, checking and checking. I don't have it, but I'm still getting cramps. I'm like, okay, I'm having cramps. It's probably just gonna come late. It's probably just gonna come late. And then next day comes, and I still don't get my period. I'm like, okay, this is weird, because my period always come on time, and it haven't came. And I'm like, okay, this is definitely weird. There's something going on. And I just went straight to like, I think I might be pregnant, because my periods always come on time. And then my boyfriend, he didn't know that my period was supposed to come or whatever, so he was just chilling, like he didn't know what was going on. And then I remember I came home from school that day on a Wednesday, and I told my boyfriend, I was like, my period haven't come. He was like, okay. Like, he didn't know what was going on. And I was like, I was supposed to have it Monday, and I still haven't got it. And I was like, I think I might be pregnant. And he was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. So go to the pharmacy and get me a pregnancy test. And then he was like, okay. So he went and got it. While he was getting it, I was just sitting down at my house, just thinking and thinking, like, oh my God, like, am I really pregnant? Like, if I am, what I'm gonna do? I'm still 17. Like, I'm living with my parents. I'm still going to school. Like, what I'm gonna do? I was like, okay, you just overthinking it. It probably just nothing. Probably my period's gonna come tomorrow or something. And he comes back, give me the pregnancy test. I go straight to the bathroom and, take it. And I put a timer on my phone, just waiting to see, like, waiting for the results or whatever. And I'm not looking at it. I'm just waiting for the timer. And then I finally look at it, and there's a line and then the other line, but the other line is like kind of faded. So I'm like, this is confusing. Like, am I pregnant or not? Like, is it 2 lines or 1? But like, I remember I started crying. I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm pregnant. I called my boyfriend to the bathroom. I'm like, I don't know if it's 1 line or 2. So I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm pregnant or not. And he's like, that looks like 2 lines. And he's like, okay, just take the other one and see. I take the other one because it's a pack of 2. Take the other one and it's the same thing. Like, 1 line and the other line kind of faded. I'm like, oh my God, like, what is going on? Am I pregnant or not? Like, can you just tell me straight up? Like, so I just started crying, and like, I'm just looking at him like, oh my God, like, am I pregnant? Like, I was just so scared. And he's there like shocked, like he's not mad or nothing. He's just there like what? Like, he didn't believe it. But we kind of like just ignore it, because we didn't know exactly if it said that I was pregnant or not. So we just ignored it. And then I remember the next day I was in school. I was just texting my boyfriend like, oh my God, I'm so scared. I don't know what I'm gonna do. That, like, and I'm still not 100% sure if I'm pregnant or not. But I kind of had that feeling like I was. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And he just texted me like, oh, don't be scared. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be there for you. We're gonna figure something out. So I get out of school. We go to Target. We get the real good ones, the real pregnancy tests that are real good. Is it the clear blue? Something like that. The ones that says pregnant or not pregnant. So I get that. As soon as we get in the house, I go straight to the bathroom and take it. And right away, it said pregnant. I looked at it and I was like, is this even real? Like what? I was so in shock. I couldn't believe it, because I never imagined myself getting pregnant, and mostly at such a young age. I was just in shock. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? And I just started crying. in the bathroom, not because like I wasn't really like, oh my god, like I don't want this. Like obviously, like I'm young and whatever. Like I was only 17, but it's like I was not once thinking about abortion. Like I was, like I was never like, oh my god, no, I'm not gonna keep it. Like I'm gonna get rid of it. Not once did I ever thought about that. My boyfriend not once did he thought about that or even told me, oh, you gotta get an abortion. Like that was not an option, cause we gotta be responsible for the things that we do, right? But I was just like so scared. Like obviously abortion wasn't an option, so I was just scared. Like, oh my god, like, am I ready to be a mom? Am I ready to have a human being growing inside of me? And not only that, I was mostly thinking about my parents. That was the main thing going through my head. Don't mind that. That's my little brother being loud. But yeah, I was just thinking like, oh my god, how I'm gonna tell them? How am I gonna tell my parents I'm pregnant? How? Like I'm still in school. I'm a senior. I'm still 17. So I was just thinking I'm not gonna tell them until I turn 18, which I was gonna turn 18 in like 2 months from when I found out I was pregnant. I was like, I'm not gonna tell them until I turn 18. And it was just crazy. And I went downstairs, I showed my boyfriend, and he was just shocked, but he was like kind of happy too. But he was just like, he couldn't believe it. Like, wow, I'm really gonna be a dad. Like, what? Like, who would have thought of that? And then now I'm gonna be talking about the part where I had to tell my mom and my dad and my stepdad. Well, I didn't really tell my stepdad. My mom told my stepdad when I told her. But okay, like a week or two. No, it was like 2 weeks after I found out I was pregnant. I was like getting really sick. I had like really bad morning sickness that I would just throw up like 3 to 4 times a day. I couldn't eat anything. Everything I would eat would just make me throw up. Even water would make me throw up. That's how bad it was. I couldn't just drink water. I couldn't at all. So I told my mom I don't feel good. I'm throwing up. She's like, okay, don't go to school. Just stay here and I will give you some medicine and stuff like that so you can feel better. I'm like, okay. So that was like on a Thursday, and then the next day it was a Friday. I wasn't gonna go to school either because I didn't feel good. And I don't know if it was that same day or the next day, the Friday, that I told my mom. I don't remember. It was one of those days that I stayed home sick, and I'm just like I couldn't take it no more. I'm like, I need to go to the hospital. I really don't feel good. I feel so weak, so dehydrated. I'm tired of throwing up. I really don't feel good. Like I felt so sick. I was like, I need to tell my mom because I really want to go to the hospital. And even if I go to the hospital and don't tell her anything, they're gonna tell her that I'm pregnant. I was like, okay, I need to tell her. I need to tell her. I go to her room and I'm laying down there next to her, and I'm just telling her like, oh my god, I really don't feel good. My stomach is killing me. And she's like, are you pregnant? I'm like, no, no, I'm not. She's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm sure. She's like, how are you sure? Did you take a pregnancy test? I'm like, I just know I'm not. And she's like, then how you know you're not? I'm like, cause I know. Like, I did not want to tell her. And then she's just joking around like, oh, you're pregnant. I know you're pregnant. Like, like you're acting the same way that I was feeling and acting when I was pregnant of you. So this looks familiar. Like, I think you're pregnant. And I just kept telling her like, no, no, I'm not. Then I started crying. She's like, why are you crying? I'm like, because I just get like trying to avoid her questions or whatever. And she keeps telling me, you're pregnant, right? I'm like, yeah. Like, I just tell her. And like, she wasn't mad. Obviously, she wasn't happy because, you know, her 17-year-old daughter is pregnant, but she wasn't mad, you know. She's like, I knew it because you start throwing up every single day. Like, I just knew that you was pregnant. And then she was like, okay, well, this. And then she said my boyfriend's name. She's like, does he know? I'm like, yeah, he knows. And then she's like, okay, well, call him. Tell him to take you to the hospital because you can't keep throwing up like this. And I'll make an appointment for you so they could check the baby and all that stuff. And she's like, you know you gotta tell your dad, right? And I'm like, nope. Gonna tell him when I turn 18. And by the time I told my mom, it was like the beginning of February and my birthday's in March. I was like, I'm gonna tell him next month when I'm 18. And she's like, okay. You tell him what you tell him. And so yeah, she was, you know, like really, she always been there for me like since the beginning of my pregnancy. Obviously, she wasn't like celebrating like, oh, she's pregnant, but it's like, what can I do? You know, like what's done is done. And she called my stepdad. She tells him, and he's like, oh, I already saw it coming. I'm like, how? How? But yeah. Um, and then I think like a week later, my dad calls me. And he's talking about, about like getting plane tickets for me and my brother so we could go to PR and all that. And I'm like, oh my God, how I'm gonna go to PR if I'm pregnant? And then my mom is like, tell him now before he spend money on the plane tickets. I'm like, nope. So I didn't tell him. So I hang up, and then my mom is like, you gotta tell him. You gotta tell him before you make him spend on that money on the plane tickets. And I just start crying. I'm like, I don't want to tell him. Because, like, my dad is, like, so strict. And he's just, like, he thinks of me as like, his little girl still. Like, he always had thought of me of his little baby girl, no matter how old I get. But I'm like, I don't want to tell him. I know he's gonna get mad. I know I'm gonna disappoint him, and that's the worst thing. Having a parent being like so disappointed on you. So I was like, I don't want to tell him. I was like, if you want to tell him, but I'm not gonna tell him. She's like, okay. So she grabs my phone and calls him, and I just go straight to the bathroom, lock myself in there, and just start crying. So my mom is on the phone with him or whatever. Long story short, he got really mad. He got really disappointed. He hangs up on my mom. Then my mom calls him again, try to calm him down. Then he get comes like then he's like more calm. Talks to me. That was the worst part. I was just crying the whole time. And he's like, you know, I'm disappointed in you, right? I'm like, I know. I'm just like, I'm sorry, Dad. You know, like. And he's just there giving me a long speech about how disappointed he is on me, but how he's still gonna be there for me. Even though he told me so many times, don't get pregnant, go to college for it, don't get pregnant. And what did I do? I got pregnant. So yeah. But I'm so lucky that he's all the way in PR, because if not, if he would have been here, my ass would have been whipped. Like, he would have beat me. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, he never hits me, but he would have definitely had hit me. It would have been so much worse if he was over here and I had to tell him, like, in person, I'm pregnant. But yeah, now everything's fine with me and my dad. Like, he's so happy for the baby. He's like, oh my God, I can't wait until she's born. Like, you know, like all hype. So yeah, everything now is back to normal. Everybody's excited for my baby to be born. But yeah, that was like a little bit, like a little summary of my 17 pregnant story. Hope you guys like it.